Okay, welcome back to the Microsoft Excel training. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the present value function. The present value function is a financial function, and this function is used to calculate the present value of an investment or a loan, and it is based on constant payment and then of course a fixed rate. So the present value function helps to determine how much a future sum of money or a series of payments is worth today. So considering the specific discount rate. So the discounted rate will also be applied. So what are the key features here? It determines present value of loan, helps in loan amortization, investment planning. It works with related functions such as future value, payment, and rate. Then, of course, negative sign there represents outgoing cash. Okay, so payment or investment. So whenever you use negative value, you are talking about something that is outgoing. Then it is useful for financial forecasting and decision making. The present value helps to answer questions, like how much is a future sum worth today? So how much am I investing today to get to a particular future value, considering the discount rate? Okay. Now let's go into the Excel worksheet and see how this function works. So we have this example. Let's look at the first one. The present value of an investment. So you want to accumulate 50,000 in 10 years with an annual rate of 8%. So how much do you need to invest today? So you have the investment value that you want to accumulate in 10 years is 50,000. The duration is 10 years. The rate is 8% annually. Okay? So you want to calculate the present value. So that means how much are you going to have now, or how much do you need to invest now to get that value? So you will say equals PV. You pick your rate. So since it is an annual rate, you either leave it this way or you divide by 1. But if you leave it this way, it's still the same. But just to indicate that it's annual rate, you probably want to divide by 1. But if you do it without the division, it's still fine. It's still the same thing because it is annual rate. Then the number of period is 10 years. Okay, so which means you are capturing it in years. And then what is the payment that you were making now? In our question, or the question that was given to for us to solve, there is no regular payment here. We only have a future value. So we just put 0 there to represent the payment section, because if you look at the screen tip, you will see that the PV says rate, number of period, payment. So the payment talks about, you have a certain amount that you are supposed to be paying on a monthly basis to get to that. But if the payment is not available, then you just put 0. And then the future value has been given as the 50,000, maybe dollars or whatever currency you are using. So if I close the bracket and then hit enter, so it says I should have this amount. Okay, so it's actually giving me in dollars, but I can always format it if I want, in case my currency is not dollars. So just go to the normal number formatting and change your format. So this value is in negative form, and what it means is that this is what you have to invest now. So it's outgoing, it's going out from you, it's a payment. So this is what the present value that you have to invest that will go out from you or from your purse. to be able to get this value in 10 years at this discount rate. Okay, so now let's look at another example. So we have, you are taking out a loan with monthly payment of 500 maybe dollars or whatever currency you are using, and then the interest is 6% annually for 5 years. So we've splitted out the values. So we have the loan monthly payment 500, duration is 5 years, and then the rate is 6%. So because we are dealing with monthly payment, then our formula is going to include that our solution will be in monthly. Okay. So we go with present value. Then we pick our rate, and I said because it's monthly, we are dividing the rate. The rate will be in monthly, then it will be divided by 12 because the rate is monthly. And then the number of period is 5 years. And so you need to know how many months in total we are talking about. So you multiply that year by 12 to get number of months in total. So, but if you don't want to be doing this, you can easily just do your calculations before you input them there, in which case your duration will be 60 months. But you can, why not, instead of wasting space within your Excel sheet, you can just put your formula in the cell. And that's why we're multiplying by 12 to give us the number of months. Then we have the regular monthly payments, which is 500. So that is captured, or I can just go to where I put it and capture it. All right, so it's a payment. I may choose to put negative value since it's a payment, but let's just go on. Then what's the future value? I don't have a future value, and sometimes this thing that talks about type, the last one, is optional. But if you use the default, the default is end of period, and you can just do without putting that, and it will choose the default. But if you are doing your payment time at the beginning of period, then you should put 1. Okay, so since it's end of period, I can put 0 or do without it because it's optional. So what it means is that my present value at a monthly payment of this value by 5 years for the rate of 6% per annum, and of course divided into monthly, I'm going to have to invest or have to put in $25,000 or 25,000, whatever currency you are dealing with. Okay, so it means if you have to get a loan that will span into a period at 5 years and all those stuff, what is the present value of that loan? If you are to be paying 500 maybe dollars per month as your payment for the period of 60 months for 5 years, and at the interest rate of 6% annually, you divide it into 12. So this is what it's saying, that your loan will be 25. And because this is not a payment, it's coming to you. So you probably want to just say this value should be negative, so that will now come to you as what you are getting. So I'm just making that payment, that 500 payment, the one that is in C17, to be negative value because it's a payment. Okay, so that is a present value function. It's a very powerful function, and of course you can also use it in loan amortization schedule and other things. All right, so this is where we're going to stop on present value. So see you in another section when we are going to be looking at another function. Bye for now.